Hey there friends, it's Carly. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here, and welcome to today's video, which is going to be my May reset routine. Today we are going to be cleaning slash decorating, planning, goal setting, budgeting, and doing our book reviews for the month of May. So if that is something you're keen to see, grab yourself a cuppa and let's get into the video. I'm actually super excited for May because this is going to be my very first Mother's Day, and I have been not so subtly hinting numerous times to Hunter that I feel like I should get a special Mother's Day gift, being my first Mother's Day. Of course, Dave has been in earshot when I've been making these suggestions. But one of the first things I want to get into is doing a little bit of decorating slash rearranging around the house to create that autumnum feel. This is the last month of autumn, and I want to have that sort of seasonal vibe in my house before moving into the cozy winter season next month. I'm going to start off in the master bedroom. The first thing that I'm going to do is actually clear basically everything off our bedside tables bar the lamps, because I want just like a very plain surface so that I can paint a piece of artwork to put above the bed and have that sort of be the focal piece, rather than having the whole area being cluttered with decor. And then I'm going to use some of those bits and pieces I took from the bedside tables to rearrange the console in our room. My latest phase is having a seasonal tablescape for our dining room table. I made one for Christmas and then also for Easter. So today I'm putting one together for autumn, just using some autumnal colored books, some dried sort of florals that I already had at home, and then I picked up these two pumpkins from the supermarket. And I think it looks really cute and seasonal.
Just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing, faces merge and change, but your face remains the same. Swallows will be here by dawn. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom.
All right, next up on the agenda is some goal setting. So firstly, I'll review my April goals. I had 3, and then I've set another 3 for May. So my 3 April goals were create a cozy moment each day, and I feel like I've been super successful in that, whether it's having a bath, lighting a candle, doing some decorating, making a cozy space, listening to music, reading a book, having a cuppa. Like, all of these little things together help sort of romanticize everyday aspects of life. Honestly, one of my favorite things to do at the moment is to grab a book, go for a drive with the intention of getting Hunter to sleep, and end up down by the water and just sit there while he's napping and read my book and have a cuppa, and it's just like a beautiful time. It's very peaceful and slow, and that's definitely been one of my go-to cozy moments of the day. My second goal I have been pretty unsuccessful in, and it's to journal practice gratitude, like writing a gratitude list or writing out affirmations each day. I think theoretically I really like the idea of this goal, but it's not something that's really entrenched in my sort of daily routine or habit. And I think that if I want to make this one stick, I really need to be strategic about creating a time and a place when I'm going to do that, because my original intention was that it's going to be something that would happen in the morning to sort of set me up on a positive note for the day ahead. But I feel like my mornings are just so chaotic, and I'm trying to get Hunter down for his first nap and capitalize on that time while he's down to get, you know, set up for the day. It's just not going to be realistic. So I feel like if I were to make that happen, like before I went to bed each night, came in this room, did my reading, did whatever computer work I needed to do, and, you know, made the writing aspect part of that nighttime routine, I feel like I probably got a better chance of making it stick. So stay tuned for that one. And then goal number 3, I feel like I've been really successful at, and that is daily creativity, whether it's filming, editing, taking photos, making TikToks, like thinking about my social media and how I can be creative there. But creativity could also be things like, you know, my decorating. It's a cozy moment, but it's also me being creative around the house. I've written some poems. I've also been doing a lot of filming, and I'm super excited about the videos that I'm going to be bringing you in May. I think that they're going to be really sort of cozy and uplifting, so if that's your vibe, make sure that you subscribe and stick around, which kind of brings me to my May goals. And one of my May goals is to have those 2 YouTube videos a week being put out in May. I know that like over the last couple of years, this has been something that I've been pretty consistent on, and I've been really proud of myself in that realm. But obviously with becoming a new mum and the mental health issues and, like, you know, new lifestyle changes that has created because of that, it's been really hard for me to get out those 2 videos, and it definitely showed in February and March. April, I've been able to pick up a little bit more, but May, I'd really like to have those 2 videos a week. So bringing you guys more content, and also just having something for myself as well. And then my next thing is daily time with God, and I definitely think that this could be part of my nighttime ritual as well. When I was working full-time and living up in Jervis Bay, I was driving 45 minutes a day, well, each way to work, and my morning commute was the perfect time for me to, you know, be having my daily prayer to set me up for the day. And now that I don't sort of have that daily driving ritual, I have kind of fallen off having that quiet time with God. So I feel like whether it's prayer or, you know, reading the scripture or reading some other Christian texts or listening/watching sermons, anything that kind of, you know, sets aside that time, I feel like would be really beneficial for me spiritually, but then also probably mentally and emotionally as well. And then this one is kind of like a financial goal, but at the same time, it's like, I'll just tell you what it is. I want to limit myself to 2 out-of-house coffees a week, and that is because I've been heavily relying on my Macca's drive-through coffees lately. And when you think about it, it's $5.50 for a coffee, the ones that I like to get. And that might not seem like much when you think, okay, $25 a week if I'm going, you know, Monday to Friday, and then you add it up and I've spent $200 a month on coffees if I'm going 5 days a week. So I really need to limit it to 2 just to decrease my spending. But also, here's the double-edged sword, because that time for me is so crucial for my mental health in terms of getting out of the house, getting Hunter to sleep, having a cozy moment, and just like having my lovely cuppa. So it's sort of like, yes, I want to save. I don't want to be frivolous with my money and like spend unnecessarily when I've got a coffee machine at home. But on the same token, I need that time and that place and that coffee. So I'm just gonna see how it goes for a couple of weeks doing my 2 Macca's runs a day, and we'll report back at the end of the month and see if I was successful in that goal and whether it was actually something I really even wanted to do or need to do. Like, do I need the coffees at the moment? Is this like part of my mental health journey, is setting aside, you know, that $200 a month for coffees? Maybe it is. We will see. Which kind of is a nice flow on to my budget update for April. So here is my spending overview for April. It's not fantastic, but pretty on par with previous months. However, my takeaway consumption is not great. So I spent $204.21 on takeaway, which is predominantly coffee. So I'm very interested to see how that figure changes with my May goal of 2 takeaway coffees a week. Hopefully we can see that drastically decrease. My shopping is pretty well on par with previous months. It's slightly up from last month, but in saying that, last month I wasn't able to include my final shop in the video, so I'd say they would either be exactly the same or this month would be slightly less. I could easily decrease that each week by not buying myself flowers, but I really like having them in the house, so I don't know whether I want to give that up or not. We'll see how we go. And then this is a new category. This is my spending category. So this is on buying actual things that are not related to food or groceries. So these figures include different items for around the house, out in the yard, things from the pharmacy, things for Hunter, and my total was $399.16. And I really don't have anything that I need to purchase for May, so I'm hoping that I can see a drastic reduction in my spending figures for the month ahead as well. It is time for my reading wrap up. In April, I read 2 books and hallelujah, I actually really liked both of them. This one I've still got the smidgest of pages left to go, but I'll finish that off tonight. So we'll start with this one. The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. The mother-in-law, Diana, has been killed, and Lucy, the daughter-in-law, and all of the family members are a suspect, and they all have kind of their own motivations for wanting her dead, but I kind of feel like they're all sort of red herrings at this point, and I have a suspect in mind. So we'll see if in the last little bit I am proved correct or not. I like that this is dual perspective, so Lucy and Diana, but also it alternates between past and present. And when it deviates into the past, those little flashbacks kind of reveal a piece of information that is crucial to the present. So all of those things sort of worked well for me. I like the characters and the storyline. It's quite intriguing, and I'm going to rate this one a 4 out of 5. My second book was The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas, and I'm going to admit I did think that I wouldn't like this book as much. It's definitely your sort of corny romance, and on the back there it says a steamy slow burn, and I definitely say that that is an accurate way to describe this book. There's definitely like a lot of sexual tension existing between the main characters and like a lot of obliviousness as well. It was definitely a page turner for me. It wasn't like spicy throughout, but as it sort of built up the tension, the spiciness towards the end was very spicy. So if you are not into spicy books, I probably wouldn't recommend this. But if you want kind of like a romance that's like got a little bit of edge to it, I would definitely suggest it. And you know, all ends up happy in the end, as is, you know, true with this sort of novel. But it was definitely a easy read. I know I was a bit skeptical about the size of it at first, but I was able to breeze through it because I was pretty invested in the storyline. So I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5. Now, I know that sometimes I have trouble reading 2 books a month, so the fact that I picked 3 books for May is, I don't know how it's gonna go, but we'll see, we will see. And the kind of theme I'm going with this month for my books is, considering it's the last month of autumn for us in Australia, I really wanted books that had that like cozy fall feel, you know, change and like shedding old things and just like coziness and warmth. So the 3 that I picked, I feel like kind of embody that. The first one is Walden by Henry David Thoreau. This is actually my sister's copy. And it just says on the back, one man's account of his solitary and self-sufficient home in the New England woods. This is the original book about abandoning our lives of quiet desperation and getting back to nature. Definitely something I'm intrigued about, and I feel like New England kind of reminds me of Gilmore Girls, which is our quintessential fall show. So this one needed to be on the list. I am a bit skeptical about it, admittedly, because I don't know if it was Shale or Lily, one of my sisters, but one of them said that they found it very boring, so we will see. The next one is Foundations, 12 Biblical Truths to Shape a Family, and it's by Ruth and Troy Simmons. You know that I love Ruth Chow Simmons. I've read a heap of her books, so I'm very excited for this one, and it kind of very much aligns with one of my goals this month. So I feel like if I am investing the time each day to read a bit of this, then I am meeting my sort of God time goal. But obviously there are other ways that I can meet that as well. So I feel like this one's going to be like a nice easy read. I can just pick up and do like one devotion a day. So hopefully I'll enjoy that as much as the other ones of hers I've read. And then my final book for this month, I've actually read numerous times, so it's not new to me. I already have the rating in mind, but it just fits in with the vibe of fall, and that is The Year of Less by Kate Flanders. How I stopped shopping, gave away my belongings, and discovered life is worth more than anything you can buy in a store. So it just says on the back, it had been more than 6 months since my first declutter and purge, and there were lots of things in my apartment I had kept but still hadn't used. I could have broken it down room by room for a blog post and listed off what was in my bedroom, kitchen, living room, office, bathroom for readers. But there were only 2 categories I could see, the stuff I used and the stuff I wanted the ideal version of me to use. There were books I thought smart Kate should read, clothes I thought professional Kate would wear, projects I thought creative Kate could tackle. I would do it all one day and become a better person one day. This time, one day never came. So definitely about minimalism, changing your life, shifting your perspective on stuff. And I kind of really feel like, yes, it fits in with fall, but I kind of needed a bit of a refresh on these topics as well. So those are my May reads, and I will check in with you guys in my June reset routine to tell you what I think about those books. And with that being said, it is time to wrap up my May reset routine. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and getting organized for the month ahead. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe down below. I upload new videos every single week. With that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.